You know that feeling, right? You're lying in bed, the day's over, and you make this big, certain promise to yourself.
Yep, that's the one. Tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up early. It feels so doable, so clear. You think, I'll get a jump on everything, I'll seize the day. But this is where that whole cycle that we know all too well really kicks off. And then, bam, reality hits. That alarm just slices right through whatever you were dreaming about. And all of a sudden, that warm, cozy bed, it's everything. That big, ambitious plan you had last night, it's suddenly facing its biggest enemy. That deep, deep desire for just a little more sleep.
And that's when the negotiation starts, right in your own head. Just 5 more minutes. Sounds harmless, doesn't it? Like a tiny little win for team comfort. But oh man, this is the exact moment where the whole thing just starts to fall apart. And we've all been there. We know exactly how this story plays out. That one little tap of the snooze button, it turns into 2, then 3, and before you even realize what's happening, you're bolting awake in a full-on panic. The morning's gone, and now you're starting your day completely rushed, already feeling like you're playing catch-up.
And that leads to the final, and honestly, the worst part of this whole loop, the guilt. You start asking yourself that awful question, why am I so lazy? You blame yourself, you blame your willpower. But here's the thing, that kind of thinking, it's totally missing the point.
Listen to me on this one. You are not lazy. The problem isn't you, it's your approach. It's broken. You can't just power through this with willpower alone, it doesn't work. You need a real strategy. You need a system. Okay, so where does the system even start? Well, it's not when your alarm goes off. It actually starts way before that. See, if you want to win the morning, you have to win the night first. The real battle for tomorrow? It's happening tonight. And winning the night is actually pretty straightforward. It boils down to 3 key things. First, write down your plan for tomorrow. Give your brain a clear mission. Second, and this is a classic for a reason, move your alarm clock. Put it way across the room, so you physically have to get up to turn it off. And third, focus on getting better sleep, not necessarily less sleep. A mind that's actually rested is a mind that's ready to go. All right, so you've won the night. The alarm goes off, you're out of bed, now what? Well, these next 10 minutes, they are everything. They literally set the tone for your entire day. Your mission here is super simple. 3 steps. 1. Drink a glass of water immediately. Rehydrate your body, wake it up. 2. Move a little. I'm not talking a full workout, just some stretches, maybe a few jumping jacks. Get the blood pumping. And number 3, this might be the most important rule of them all. Do not scroll your phone. Seriously, don't let all that chaos and noise be the very first thing you let into your brain. And this all goes back to that why, the plan you wrote down the night before. Because without a real compelling reason to stay up, the pull of that cozy bed is it's too powerful. But when you have that mission written down, getting out of bed suddenly isn't a chore. It's step 1. Okay, let's get real for a second. Building a new system, any new habit, it's never going to be perfect. So we have to talk about building resilience. Because, things are going to go off the rails sometimes. You are going to fail sometimes. Period. There will be a day where you oversleep. You'll hit snooze. And you know what? It's not the end of the world. It's just part of the process. The goal here isn't to be perfect. It's just to be consistent. And this leads to the golden rule. You have to remember this one. Never miss twice. Look, 1 bad day? That's just a blip. It happens. But 2 bad days in a row? That's the start of a bad habit. So, you make a deal with yourself. If you mess up today, that's fine. But tomorrow we're back on the horse. No excuses. It's non-negotiable. And a great way to help you stay on track is to stop thinking of the morning as a punishment. You have to make it a reward. Find something you actually look forward to. Maybe it's reading a great book, or listening to your favorite playlist, or just slowly savoring an amazing cup of coffee. You have to reframe it in your mind. This isn't something you have to do. This is your protected me time that you get to have. So what happens when you put all this together? Winning the night, nailing those first 10 minutes, and building that resilience. What's the payoff? Well, it's a complete transformation. Think about the journey we've just laid out. It starts with that hopeful promise, right? Then comes the struggle, which we all know. But then you build the system. And once that system becomes second nature, that's when it turns into something else entirely. It becomes your superpower. And then, one day, it just happens.
You'll wake up, maybe even before your alarm, and there's no fight, no little voice in your head trying to negotiate. It just feels normal, natural. The system isn't something you do anymore, it's just part of who you are.
And that time is yours. It's quiet, it's peaceful, you're starting your day with absolute intention, with total control, while pretty much everyone else is still hitting snooze. And that is your superpower. The ability to consistently, deliberately take control of your morning, to give yourself that head start every single day. That's a real, tangible advantage in life. That's your power. So really, there's only one question left to ask. With all this extra time, this new sense of control, with this superpower, what are you going to do with it? What will you build? What will you create? Who will you become?